Okay, somebody name a black song that we can all groove to real quick.
Summer, summer, summertime.
Summer, summertime.
In the summertime.
Time to sit back and unwind.
Wow.
Nobody knows how to, in our generation, in our lifetime, nobody knows how to be an artist in a pandemic. We're all learning as every day unfolds. Let's have a quick diversion as to how we're navigating this space, auditions being virtual, everything being on Zoom. I, for one, am experiencing having to snap myself back into work mode, because if we weren't in a pandemic, this would be audition season. We would be back to back to back to back auditioning. I have an audition that's due, and I'm just feeling so weird about putting myself on tape right now. I feel like I'm not my sharpest right now, but that's my own fault because I've been in isolation for a month, and our skills are sharpened by, human interaction and all that kind of stuff. So how are you all dealing with just staying sharp and auditioning, and how's it going?
I'll say, honestly, it takes an audition. In this setting, it's taking an audition to get me back to work. The audition I have it requires my wheelhouse in a way. My last voice lesson was before the pandemic. And I hadn't exercised my voice really other than playing around for several weeks. And now I'm like, it might be due at the end of the month, but that type of singing requires. Yeah. It just on top of the already added pressure of I've never self-taped before. So 2020 was my year of also one of my goals for the year was understanding the art of self-tape in regional theater. And so that was one of my goals this year. So with the added pressure of like figuring out how to save tape, how to get a light, a background, how to angle the camera, on top of already just some aggressive singing.
Yeah.
And there's tapes, and now there's live Zoom auditions. How do you prepare for those? They didn't teach
sounds
awful. That wasn't the thing.
Prepare your Wi-Fi for those. I feel like I just haven't really been dealing with being an actor in this time, because the anxiety that I'm feeling, it's been over such a long course of time. I believe Sunday will make it a month that I've been in quarantine. So the anxiety that I've been feeling about like the world going to go back to what it was, is it going to go back to anything at all livable? Are we going to survive this, or are we just like waiting to catch something? I don't even notice anymore that I'm in anxiety. I just won't allow myself to do things. And one of those things has been acting and auditioning. I was just going on like my third month in New York when this all started. Everything that I auditioned for in those 3 months got canceled. Whether I got them or not, it's still a matter of you audition for those things and all of them got canceled. Now it's like, will you audition for something and will it even go through? So why get yourself worked up? I just haven't really been dealing with being an actor in this pandemic. I don't know how. I feel like I'm just focused on being a person.
A lot of people still have jobs, whether it's lessened or what, but we don't have a job.
Khalif, what you just said resonates about forcing creativity, because as actors and our careers being gig to gig to gig, nothing is guaranteed unless you work for it. We don't know how to not work, to not hustle, always looking for the next audition, the next thing. And so I think allowing ourselves the grace in a whole pandemic to just chill for a second, it took us weeks to settle into that, right? When the pandemic first got to be what it was like, have you written your latest book? Have you started a podcast? Have you written a new play? What have you done with your, if you haven't blah, 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 then you were just lazy the whole time. And I think it hit us artists so hard. It was like this explosion of content. Everybody was putting stuff online. Everybody was creating, because it felt like you just have to put something, you have all this time now, what you gonna do with it? And
right.
Me hard, I was like, I'm not a real artist. I don't have anything to show the world. Where's my pandemic project? It's reassuring to hear you say that I can't act right now, because I was feeling that. I can't watch the news anymore. I've stopped watching the news.
Oh, no. I stopped using social media for a bit during this, and I'm like addicted to social media. I just couldn't. It was too much.
I left my phone in my room for about a week. I would check each morning on Facebook for birthdays, and that was it.
I would love for Allison to just like introduce herself and like talk a little bit. You being our first guest, you can't just hop in here like
Well,
nothing happened.
3 words to describe myself. Sunny, anxious, nuts.
Don't think,
Okay.
just answer as quickly as you can. Role that you would love to do again.
Oh, it's on the, I would love to do Sister Act again. I would love to do Dolores again.
Okay, role that you felt you weren't right for, but you did anyway.
My Fair Lady, Eliza.
Your lady. Okay. Role that you felt like you nailed.
Joan from Fun Home.
Yes! Love it.
The end.
I love
Thank
it.
you for watching another edition of Acting Black, where we're actually
I would also love to, it was rap.